Great. Good afternoon. This is the matter of SZ, TZ, and AZ, case numbers 25-51375 NA. We have the mother, Ms. Zagumny. We have her attorney, Mr. Van Sluten. We have assistant prosecuting attorney, Laura Clifton. We have Father Trenton Zagumny and his attorney, Stacy Van Dyken. We have the attorney for the children, Jessica Lowry, various agency workers, and foster parents. We are here for an adjudication today, and it's my understanding that a plea agreement has been reached. Is that correct, Ms.
That is
Clifton?
correct, Your Honor. Yes, it is.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And would you place that agreement on the record?
Yes. The mother will be admitting to paragraphs A through E as an egg, as well as paragraph H, and the remainder of that petition will be deleted as to her. And the father, Mr. Trenton Zagumny, will be admitting to paragraph C as well as G, as in good.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Van Sluten?
That's accurate, Your Honor.
Ms. Van Dyken?
That is accurate, Your Honor.
All right. And are the parties willing to waive the initial reading of the entire petition?
Yes.
Yes.
Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Zagumny, would you unmute, please? And Mr. Zagumny, would you also unmute? Would you raise your right hand, state your name for the record, and spell it? First, Ms. Zagumny.
Tamara Zagumny, Tamara Zagumny, Zagumny.
All right, and put your hand back up, please. And do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Zagumny, would you raise your right hand? Would you state your name and spell it for the record?
Trenton Zagumny, Trintan Zagumny, Zagumny.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And to your knowledge, are any of these children eligible for membership in a Native American band or tribe?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Zagumny?
No.
Okay, you can stay unmuted for a few minutes because I'm going to be asking you questions. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. And I did not ask, Ms. Lowry, do you believe that the proposed plea is in the best interest of your clients?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, and Ms. Zagumny, do you understand the petition?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Zagumny, same question. Do you understand the petition?
Yes.
Okay. There are a number of rights that you'll be giving up if you in fact enter a plea today to the allegations in this petition. The first is the right to a trial by a judge or a jury. The next is the right to require that the prosecutor prove the allegations by a preponderance or a majority of the evidence. The next is the right to question prosecutors' witnesses in court in person under oath. The right to have the court order any witnesses that you would be helpful to your side of the case come to court in person to testify. Do you have any questions about these rights, Ms. Zagumny?
No.
Mr. Zagumny?
No.
And ma'am, do you understand the rights that you'll be losing or giving up if you enter a plea today?
Yes.
Sir?
Yeah.
Okay. There are a number of consequences that may flow from your plea today. The first is that your children may be made temporary wards of the court. This means that the court would have broad discretion regarding placement, which can be in foster care with a relative or in a suitable institution. You'll be required to comply with a treatment plan to show that you are able to provide a safe and appropriate home for your children to return to. You may be required to pay for some of the costs of this case, including your attorney fees, costs of care if children are placed outside of the home, counseling costs, etc. Now, we all hope that this next thing will not happen, and it certainly will not happen today, but I am required to tell you about all the possible future consequences of your plea. If you can't show that you are able to provide a safe and appropriate home for your children within a reasonable amount of time, given the circumstances in your progress, there may be a future request to terminate your parental rights, and your plea today may be used as evidence in that proceeding. If your rights are ultimately terminated in the future, you will have no input as to your children's medical treatment, education, discipline, or residence. You'll also have no right to parenting time with your children and no right to inherit from them or receive their earnings. If you have a child support obligation, it will continue until a court of competent jurisdiction modifies or terminates it, an order of adoption is entered, or the child is emancipated by operation of law. Ma'am, do you understand all of these possible future consequences?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes.
Right? Do you have any questions about the consequences, possible consequences of today's plea if you admit the allegations in the petition? Ma'am?
No.
Sir?
No.
Okay. Ms. Agumney, have you reviewed the petition and plea agreement with your attorney?
Yes.
Do you need to speak with him again before we proceed?
No.
Mr. Zagumny, have you reviewed the petition and the plea agreement with your attorney?
Yes.
Do you need to speak with her again before we go any further?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go through the petition paragraph by paragraph, and I'm going to ask you first, Ms. Zagumny, whether you admit or deny or plead no contest or upon information belief to each of the paragraphs. And then I will ask you, Mr. Zagumny, if the paragraph applies to you as well. All right, paragraph A reads, Ms. Tamara Zagumny is the biological mother of S.Z., T.Z. Jr., and A.Z. Do you admit or deny?
Admit.
Mr. Zagumny?
Admit.
Okay. Paragraph B reads, Ms. Tamara Zagumny has named Mr. Trenton Zagumny as the putative father of Sarah Zagumny. However, the legal father of the child is unknown. The unknown father has done nothing to rectify the conditions that exist in the home which caused this case to come before the court. Ms. Zagumny?
Admit.
Paragraph C, Mr. Trenton Zagumny is the legal father of Trenton Zagumny Jr. and AZ through marriage. File number 2020 121-000-3535. Ma'am?
Admit.
Sir?
Admit.
Paragraph D reads, on August 19th, 2025, Children's Protective Services received allegations of physical injury of S.Z., T.Z. Jr., and A.Z. by Ms. Tamara Zagumny. A preponderance of the evidence was found for physical neglect. Ms. Zagumny?
Admit.
Paragraph E reads, on August 20th, 2025, contact was made with Ms. Tamara Zagumny. Ms. Zagumny informed Children's Protective Services that she is no longer able to care for the children due to experiencing homelessness and food insecurity. She requested Children's Protective Services take custody of the children immediately. Ms. Zagumny was provided with food assistance. Ma'am?
Admit.
Paragraph F was deleted. Paragraph G reads, on August 20th, 2025 and August 21st, 2025, contact was made with Mr. Trenton Zagumny Sr. Mr. Zagumny explained that due to being unemployed and living with his father, he would be unable and unwilling to provide care and custody of SZ, TZ Jr., and AZ. Mr. Zagumny?
Admit.
Say it again.
Yes.
You're
Admit.
admitting? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. All right. Paragraph I reads, on August 20th, 2025, Ms. Tamara Zagumny completed an oral drug screen. Ms. Zagumny tested positive for THC, cocaine, and BZE. On August 22nd, 2025, Mr. Trenton Zagumny completed an oral drug screen. Mr. Trenton Zagumny was positive for THC, cocaine, and denzolegione. spelled Denzyoygone. Ms. Zagumny,
Admit.
Mr. Zagumny?
admit,
Paragraph I was stricken in its entirety, as well as paragraph J. Mr. Zagumny, has anyone made any promises to you or threatened you in any way in order to encourage you to admit the allegations in these petitions?
No.
Are you admitting these allegations of your own free will?
yes,
Ms. Zagumny, has anyone promised you anything or threatened you in any way in order to encourage you to admit the allegations of this petition?
No.
And are you admitting these allegations of your own free will?
Yes.
Has anyone told you that the court would go easier on you if you admitted these allegations?
No.
Mr. Zagumny, same question.
no,
Okay. I am satisfied that there's a factual basis to accept the plea of both of these parents. I'm satisfied that they have both been fully advised of their rights and are freely, understandingly, and voluntarily entering into these pleas regarding the allegations of the petition. I find further by a preponderance of the evidence that one or more of the statutory grounds alleged in the petition are true, and that Mr. and Mrs. Zagumny are respondents in this matter. Appellate review is available to challenge any errors in the adjudicatory process, which may be challenged in an appeal from the initial order of disposition of following adjudication. If you're indigent, you are entitled to the appointment of an attorney to represent you on any appeal as of right and to the preparation of relevant transcripts. You may be barred from challenging the assumption of jurisdiction or the removal of your children from your care and custody in an appeal from the order terminating parental rights if you do not timely file an appeal under MCR 7.204 or a delayed appeal under MCR 3.993C. At any time while the court retains jurisdiction over your child, you may challenge the continuing exercise of that jurisdiction by filing a motion for rehearing pursuant to MCL 712A.21 or by filing an application for leave to appeal with the Michigan Court of Appeals. And Ms. Clifton, would you and your adjudicative witnesses wish to be excused at this time?
I would, Your Honor. Did you make findings about the unknown father?
Oh, you're right. We need to do that. No, I did not.
Okay. I would just offer, in terms of proofs for the unknown father, the mother's admission to paragraph B as in boy.
Right, and the court will find, based on that admission, that allegation in the petition has been proven.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All
I think myself and Ms. Herbst will exit. Thank you.
right, thank you. And Ms. Lowry, are you prepared to go on to disposition at this time?
Yes. I
All
would
right.
call Kate Pogue.
All right, would you raise your right hand? Would you state your name and spell it for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Kate, K-A-T-E, and my last name is Pogue, P-O-G-U-E.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. I think you've
There's-
got more than one computer or phone on, and it's causing an echo feedback.
Give me 1 second, Your Honor. I'll go to a different room real quick.
That would help.
While she's doing that, Your Honor, I could go over my list of exhibits for the court.
Okay.
Proposed exhibit 1 would be the case service plan with the parent agency treatment plans that's dated 9/25 of this year. Proposed exhibit 2 would be the CPS investigation report that was dated 9/8 of 2025. And then proposed exhibit 3, I have 2 forensic fluid screens, if they're okay to be together. One is for Ms. Zagumny from 8/20 of 2025, and one is for Mr. Zagumny from 8/22 of 25. And lastly, there was a packet of the children's medical records. I'm not sure if the court would like that. I would just offer those together as one exhibit.
The court has not received the medical records or the forensic fluids results.
Okay, they were all together in the CPS Miss Herp's packet. I don't know if they're on the end of that.
I just scrolled to the very end and I didn't
Okay,
see
you don't
them.
have it? Okay, all right. No problem. We'll strike those.
Unless it's attached to the PATP. Let me see if I can.
I don't think it was.
No, I'm not seeing it there either.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
Any objection?
I would have just an objection to the CPS report. The parents did admit to the petition and there are allegations that were stricken because a criminal charge against my client was actually dismissed by the prosecutor, and the CPS report contains information regarding that criminal charge, so.
Ms. Van Dyken?
I have no objection to that.
Ms. Lowry?
I think for disposition, it's appropriate to be admitted. If there's certain, I guess the court can give the weight to what it wants, and obviously the parents have admitted certain allegations.
I will admit it with the understanding that those other statements were omitted from or deleted from the petition.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Looks like Ms. Pogue is back. Did she
If you
get
could
sworn in?
unmute,
Yes, I can't remember. Did she get fully sworn in already?
I believe so.
Okay, all right.
Excuse
thought
me,
I
Your Honor, can I
had.
clarify? Do we have the four exhibits that Ms. Lowry just mentioned? Are those all going to be admitted? Just like you said, we don't have some of them.
No, I only admitted the ones that we have.
Okay.
I think it's just gonna end up being 2 exhibits.
The CPS report and the updated service plan or
Correct.
Thank
initial
you.
service plan.
All right.
Ms. Pogue, did I swear you in? I thought I did.
I thought you had, Your Honor, and then I
Yes.
moved to a different room because we were getting an echo from Ms. Zagumni's phone.
All right. Well, you're still under oath either way.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Pogue, can you tell the court where you're employed and in what capacity?
I am employed at Samaritas as a foster care case manager in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Thank you. And when were you assigned to work with the Zagumni parents and children?
I was assigned to start working with the Zagumnis around September 1st.
All right, great. Let's first talk about the children. We'll start with SZ. Can you tell the court where SZ is placed currently?
SC is currently placed with a licensed foster care provider as a short-term placement. We have found a long-term placement with her since then and are working to get her transitioned into her new placement.
Okay, great. All right, and how has she been at least adjusting to the short term? I know it's been several weeks, but it's short term planned.
She has been adjusting well. The longer she is in a stable environment, the more we are seeing additional speech along with a stabilized routine. While she does still have some behaviors, we are seeing that she is working to communicate and adjust in a very clear capacity.
Okay. And SC is around 6, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
All right. And she has, at least is nonverbal and autistic, is that correct?
Yes, she is.
All right. Is she been seen for medical and dental appointments?
Yes, she has.
Is she up to date? So she's up to date on those?
Yes, she is.
All right. And is she prescribed any medications?
She is prescribed clonidine to help her sleep.
And is that helping her sleep?
It is helping make her more drowsy. It is not sustaining her through the night. We are working to get her a psychiatry referral to adjust that as needed. And in the meantime, her primary care is adjusting at the appropriate equivalents weekly.
Okay. All right. Is SZ involved in schooling currently?
She is. She has completed an IEP and is set up with the Hudsonville Public Schools within autism classroom with her new placement. She will be staying in that classroom and at that school. And we are also working to get ABA services started with her.
Okay. Is there any timeline on when that might happen? I know it looked like there needed to be a new referral and a new assessment and
So we found out that it did not need a full new ADOS assessment, which was wonderful. And she was supposed to be assessed this past weekend for her behavior intervention plan with Saunders Center in the Ottawa County area to hopefully start ABA services as soon as possible.
Okay, wonderful. And overall, how's she doing in the first couple weeks she's had at school?
She's been doing really well at school. She hasn't been sent home yet, which is always a positive. She seems to like her teachers, and even on the first day, she transitioned well into the classroom. A stable routine is most beneficial to her, and she is transitioning well to the point where when she sees certain things happen in the morning as part of her morning routine, she gets so excited that she just wants to wait outside for the bus.
Great. Um, Potty training. I know she's 6, but this has been something that she's struggled with. Is there any updates in regards to that?
She has not been showing active, consistent interest in potty training. However, we have tried to attempt that process.
Okay. All right, so that's something that hopefully in her next placement, they can try and work with that as well, or any medical professionals if there's any needs for her in that area.
Yes, and we were looking at also getting her a prescription for diapers as well while we continued that process.
Okay, great. And has she started working with EFC?
She has officially started working with the FC. We do have the enhanced foster care team available to assist with that. Our behaviorist has gone to the school once and has plans to go again.
All right, great. And do you know if they'll provide reports going forward for the court?
They will, yes.
All right. Any other needs for SZ currently?
At this time, those are the most prevalent needs. We are also working toward physical and occupational therapy. It has been recommended by her doctor, and she is getting those available to her on a limited basis within the school as well. It is written into her IEP.
Okay, great. And parents will be invited to any appointments for SC so that they can attend.
Yes, at this time, they have been notified of those appointments. And we are working on what that would look like for the parent training portion of ABA as well. That was starting to be discussed last week prior to the bit being, or the assessment being completed this weekend.
Okay. All right, great. Anything else for SC?
Not at this time.
All right. She's a very busy girl.
She is a very busy girl, and actually, I do want to amend that statement. She does have an upcoming dental appointment where she will have to be sedated prior to any work being done. They did run the initial dental, so she is currently up to date. However, they did find that they need to sedate her to complete the full exam.
Okay. And are parents willing to give consent for that?
I have been in contact with Miss Zagumny. I haven't been able to reach Mr. Zagumny, and Miss Zagumny has consented to that.
Okay, great. All right. All right, turning to TJ, or I guess TZ. We'll kind of do AZ and TZ together. The 2 boys are placed together in one foster home. Is that correct?
Yes, they are.
All right. And I guess just to clarify, all 3 have not been placed together in one home just due to the varying different needs of the children.
Correct.
All right. And the new placement of SC is not able to take all 3 children either.
Correct.
All right. So TZ, is he up to date on medical and dental?
Yes, he is, but they found that he also will need to be sedated to complete his dental work. Ms. Zagumny has given consent to that, and that appointment has been scheduled to my knowledge.
All right, great. There was mention of a possible autism assessment for TZ as well.
Yes, we have referred him to Berry County to be able to start that process. Berry County has contacted the foster family to start intake and go from there. And then both boys have also been referred to Head Start.
Okay, great.
And AZ was referred to early on as well.
All right, wonderful. Did they do their assessment yet?
They are in the process of scheduling all that.
Okay. All right. And does AZ have any medical or dental needs?
He does not. He is up to date on everything through his initial visits.
Okay, great. All right, so you said TZ, they'll be following up with an autism assessment through Berry County. And TZ and AZ will likely be starting at Head Start.
Yes,
Okay, great. And is that kind of half days?
I believe so. We are still in initial processes. I am getting them additional paperwork today after court.
All right, great. Any other identified needs for TZ or AZ?
Not at this time. We are working with the referrals that we have in place and looking to see what that looks like. Berry County did state that getting an autism assessment or an ADOS completed for TZ could take up to 6 months to get scheduled and going. I'm hoping to be able to see if I can get him in somewhere else and then have those records transferred to Berry County, but I have to speak with them about that still.
Okay. All right. How about parenting time? We'll talk with, or we'll start with parenting time with Miss Sagumny. How often is she visiting with the children? Is it all 3 children together? Can you just give the court an update on how those parenting times are looking?
Initially, Ms. Sagumny was seeing all 3 children at once. When SZ started school, we had to separate the parenting times due to scheduling purposes and support within the agency. Currently, she has 2 1-hour scheduled visits each week with both sets of children. Over the last several weeks, she has been making about 50% of those visits due to her following through on mental health referrals that she had initiated prior to the agency starting to work with her. All of her visitation has been supervised, and she is actively communicating with the agency to make sure her parenting times happen to the best of her ability.
Okay. All right. And how are those parenting times going?
Ms. Sagumny is interacting well with the children. She will sit on the floor, she will talk with them. With 3 children at such high needs, it can be overwhelming at times. So the case aide or myself will sit in the room to best assist, but she is actively looking for supports, including her supportive parenting class, and working her PATP and advocating for herself to get what she needs from the agency to
Okay,
support reunification.
all right, wonderful. And Mr. Zagumny, is he having parenting time with all three children or his 2 children?
Mr. Zagumny had parenting time with all 3 children during their first week of care. He left that parenting time early, and since then it has been very difficult to maintain communication with him, mostly through phone and text messages, what we have been working with. I do not have an active email for him to be able to communicate with him via email. And I have been texting him or calling. At one point, I did leave a message with his father, and then I never heard back.
Okay. All right, so has there not been any parenting times with Mr. Zagumny since that initial parenting time?
No, there has not. He requested a meeting with me prior to starting his parenting times. And the couple times that we did schedule that, he did not come. And I've been trying to work with him to get that scheduled and get his parenting times on the books.
Okay. All right. All right, well, let's talk about Miss Sagumny's treatment plan. What are her identified areas of need?
She needs help with substance use. She needs help with emotional stability. She needs help with housing. She needs resource availability. There is a lot to work on with Miss Sagumny, and she also needs help with parenting skills when all 3 kids are being active.
Okay. And housing, did you say housing? Has that
I
been?
did say housing, yes.
Okay. All right. What is her current housing situation?
She is currently staying at the women's shelter at Degage in Grand Rapids. She is receiving a bus assistance pass from the agency to assist with her getting to her parenting time visits. And she has actively been seeking employment, and confirming that with me from pictures and text messages when she fills out the applications.
All right, great. Is she able to get any additional housing assistance through Dégagé or any housing programs?
We are trying to work with her on that now. One of our things that we need to accomplish is we're going to also be contacting Matthew's House to hopefully get her on a wait list, and looking at other shelter options as well.
Okay. And are children allowed to go to the women's shelter at Dégagé?
Currently, all supervised parenting times are occurring at our office,
Okay, but that shelter does not allow children, is that correct?
not to my knowledge.
Okay, all right. Okay, so housing, you indicated employment, she's submitting applications and showing you proof of those.
Yes.
Does she have any barriers to employment or just a matter of getting a job in this economy?
It's mostly just getting a job in this economy and making sure it's stabilized so she can save money to find housing.
All right. Substance use, what are our areas of concern there and what referrals are being made to help her?
We had made a referral to SUD and she voluntarily went to Network 180 for that. And then we have also made mental health referrals through Network 180. She is actively seeing a therapist and we are randomly drug screening at least once a week.
And are those random drug screens through the agency or through?
They're through the agency.
Okay, all right. And okay,
At this time, we've only been able to do 2 drug screens. The initial one has come back negative. I'm still waiting for results on the second.
all right. But they're able to be random screens?
Yes, I'm in communication with Ms. Sagumney almost daily, and able to stop by the shelter if need be. But currently they have been random. They are not on the same day.
All right, great. And we don't have results back from the SUD assessment yet?
After the SUD assessment, she went into mental health care and we have been focused on that.
Okay. All right, you said she's engaged with a therapist. Who is that therapist through and can they provide reports to the court?
I have had Ms. Sagumney sign a request of information, however, or sorry, a release of information. However, at this time, I do not have the name of the therapist, and when I inquired and followed up with her, she said she had not made those appointments yet, and I am following up with Arbor Circle this week to try and get something more stable on the books for her.
Okay. All right, so it sounds like we're kind of in the initial stages of making that contact with a therapist.
Yes, so she had found a therapist through Network 180, but I want to try and get it more stabilized, so we're gonna go with Arbor Circle.
Okay. All right. And you indicated emotional stability as one of her barriers, so that would be a requirement to follow through with this counseling.
Yes.
Okay. Parenting skills, what referrals have been put in place besides parenting time?
We have put in a referral for a supportive parenting class, which it will be a 16-week course. However, there is a wait list for it.
All right. Great. So we're looking at a hands-on course for Miss.
Yes, we are, and that course will be 1 hour at before ideally or after, and that will be with a coach or teacher, and then that coach or teacher stays an hour to see how that skill is applied.
Okay. And are you expecting Miss Sagumney to make all of her parenting times? I know you said she's juggling a lot of different referrals, but would you agree that that's a very important part of her treatment plan?
Yes.
Okay. Is she letting you know if she's unable to attend parenting time?
She is recently, it has been a little bit of short notice. However, she is doing her best. At one point, her phone had been stolen, so it was hard for us to find her. I would go up to the shelter and see if we were able to make it or not a couple times.
All right, great. Her children enjoy those parenting times?
They do.
Okay.
One
All right.
time Easy saw her, said, "Mama," and almost jumped from my arms to her.
Aw.
He was very happy.
Okay, great. And it sounds like that consistency for all of them is very important.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Are you able to provide Ms. Zagumny with transportation assistance? I know you said she's got a bus ticket. Is that what we're doing right now?
We do provide her with bus card assistance or a bus pass. She still has to fill out her most recent up-to-date one. And then I have also been providing transportation as best I can.
Okay, wonderful. Have any referrals been made for psychological?
We are working on getting the psychological evaluation scheduled.
All right. Okay, any other areas of need for Ms. Zagumny?
I don't believe so at this time.
All right. But she's been cooperative and it sounds like as communicative as she can be with the
Yes.
resources. All right. Mr. Zagumny, I think you gave a little bit of a rundown, but it sounds like he was able to make his initial parenting time and we're hopefully trying to engage him further in his treatment plan.
Yes, we are.
All right. And have you been able to go through his treatment plan or his identified needs yet?
I have not been able to review them with him because I have not been able to schedule a meeting with him due to the lack of communication.
Okay. But he's able to have parenting time with the children on a weekly basis as well, supervised at the agency?
Yes, he is, and he had requested a meeting with me prior to starting that, and I am hoping to get that scheduled so we can get everything going.
All right. Where does Mr. Zagumny reside?
He resides with his father on Timothy Street.
All right. And do you know if he has employment?
He is employed. He initially when he came to that first visit, I was able to speak with him and he said he had just been hired and was getting trained and that his shift would be changing probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks at that time.
All right. Have you been able to complete any drug screens with Mr. Zagumny?
No, I have not.
All right. So your hopes are to have a sit-down meeting with him and kind of go through any needs and possible referrals and to also set up parenting time with him?
Yes, we've scheduled the meeting twice and he has not shown up.
All right. Will Mr. Zagumny also have a psychological?
Yes, he will.
Has that been approved or scheduled yet, or just something you're going to be requesting of him?
It is in the process of being finalized.
All right. Okay. Anything else for either of the parents that we have not covered yet?
I believe that is the majority of it.
All right, so we're just at the beginning of the case. The goal is reunification.
Yes.
All right, and looking forward, we'll have hopefully more of these referrals in place.
Yes.
All right, what are your recommendations for the court?
My recommendations are that SC, TZ, and AZ be made temporary court wards under the supervision of DHHS and contracted agencies, that they remain in their current or best placements, that Ms. Zagumny comply with her PATP and have supervised parenting time, that Mr. Zagumny comply with his PATP and also have supervised parenting time, and that we review again in 90 days.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Van Sluten.
Thank you, Ms. Pogue. Do you have all the services in place that you need at this point in time for Ms. Zagumny?
I have approximately 90% of them in place. I need to follow up on a couple of them because I haven't heard back.
All right, and you mentioned you need a psychological evaluation, correct?
Yes.
And then she found her own mental health treatment at this point in time?
Yes. When I originally met with her at our very first visit, she said she'd met someone from Network 180 at the shelter and that she was initiating mental health and additional services because she wanted to make sure she stayed on her medications.
Have you been able to verify that she's on the medications?
I have not. That's why I'm calling Arbor Circle. She said she had scheduled one mental health visit and had not attended it, but she did do some inpatient and was able to get refills during her inpatient stay.
You would agree with me, there's an awful lot for her to do at this point in time, and we're just getting started, correct?
Yes.
And if we had to pick a priority, is it mental health versus substance use or both?
I would do both.
Okay, all right. I have nothing further, thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Van Dyken.
Thank you. Ms. Pogue, are able to reach out to my client and he has your information to contact you for your meeting?
Yes, I've texted him, I've called him, I have left voicemails, I have left unanswered calls, and I have been doing that on a regular basis.
Are you able to schedule that prior to or after a parenting time to meet with him?
I have scheduled it so that we could start scheduling the parenting time since I knew his work schedule had been approximately changing. We had scheduled an initial visit prior, or I should say following his initial parenting time. However, when he left early, we did not have that meeting, which is why I do not have an email to also attempt it with. But since then I have been texting and calling to have those conversations with him.
And you'll continue to reach out to him?
Yes, I will.
All right. Thank you. Nothing further.
Ms. Lowry, any follow-up?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Van Sluten, any follow-up?
No, thank you.
All right, Ms. Lowry, any additional witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Van Sluten, any witnesses?
No, thank you.
Ms. Van Dyken, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, statements. Ms. Lowry.
Yes, thank you. First, I can let the court know I was able to visit with all 3 children in their 2 different placements. SZ is adorable. She is a very busy girl. She is just sweet as can be, but definitely a busy girl. So I'm very happy to hear that hopefully the ABA process is moving quicker than what I had read. And that a longer term placement has been identified for her. I think she was in kind of the initial emergency placement that ended up going for about 5 or 6 weeks. So she was doing great there, but I think the schedule and consistency will be wonderful for her, especially since she can stay in Hudsonville Public Schools. That will be very nice. I know it was brought up to me that she is really not sleeping at nighttime, which for a busy girl all day and for any placement provider, she's going to need to hopefully get some rest at nighttime. So hopefully that can continue to be followed up with her physician if there's something that they can do, and a psychiatrist to help her get that rest that she needs. And I think potty training is being worked on. At least it was in the placement that she's in currently, with a little bit of progress, but obviously that's something that will need to continue to be worked on for her. And TZ and AZ are doing wonderful in their foster home. Also adorable. They all 3 look like siblings. So they are, I think, following up on the dental needs for them is great. And I'm glad Ms. Zagumny was able to give that consent, because it sounds like both will need to be put under to take care of those cavities. So I appreciate the agency for getting on top of that. And also looking into autism as a possible concern for TZ as well. But very thankful for their placements. And I think we're just at the beginning of this case, and it sounds like mom is very motivated to reach out and get resources. And so now we just need to kind of move forward with those. And hopefully Mr. Zagumny's here today, and that would be great if we can continue to move forward with his participation and parenting time for both parents with the children, because I think that's a big piece of this, and them being able to see each other and their parents every week will be very important moving forward. I think the recommendations are appropriate. Thank you.
And maybe I missed it, but are the children having sibling visits?
That's a good question. Yes. I believe they're having sibling visits at parenting times, but we could ask Ms. Pogue if she has any.
Ms. Pogue, you're still under oath, and I'm sorry I didn't think of that question until now, but are the children having sibling visits?
It's okay, Your Honor. Yes, they are. We have been able to condense their their parenting times down to at least 1 day a week where all three can get together right now. And prior to Sahara starting or SD starting school, they were having all of their parenting times together up to that point.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Van Sluten, any follow-up questions? And if not, your statement.
No follow-up questions, and I think the recommendations are appropriate, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Van Dyken, any follow-up questions? And if not, your statement.
No follow-up questions, Your Honor. The recommendations appear appropriate.
All right, thank you. All right, the court finds that the lawyer guardian ad litem has complied with the requirements of the statute. Return of any of these children to a parent today would cause a substantial risk of harm to the juvenile or society. That consistent with the circumstances, reasonable efforts to prevent or eliminate the need for the removal of the children from the home were made as determined by a prior order. That reasonable efforts shall be made to preserve and reunify the family, make it possible for these children to safely return home. That custody of the children with the parent, presents a substantial risk of harm to their life, physical health, or mental well-being. No provision of service or other arrangement except removal of the children is reasonably available to adequately safeguard them from the risk of harm. That conditions of custody at the placements away from home and with the individuals with whom the children are placed individually are adequate to safeguard their health and welfare. The siblings are not in joint placement because no one placement is able to take all three. Sibling contact is occurring according to law. It is ordered that, actually, I should say also that the putative father of S was present at the hearing and shall establish paternity within 14 days. The court orders that the children continue in the temporary custody of the court, continue their placement with the Department for Care and Supervision. That the adjudicated respondents, Mr. and Ms. Gumby, shall comply with and benefit from the case service plan. In addition, they will sign all necessary releases. The parenting time of both parents is to be supervised until further order of the court. Continue the attorneys in this matter. And Ms. Gibson, do we have a date for our next hearing?
Yes, I have January 7th from 11 to 12.
Any conflicts with that date or time?
I do, Your Honor. I have an 11:30 that day.
I also have an 11 to 12.
Okay,
Okay.
one moment.
Well,
It's a very busy day.
I have to go a
would
little
be
bit
really good.
earlier. Well, let me see. Yeah, January 6th, I have all afternoon, 2 o'clock, 2 to 3.
I have a review from 2 to 3. The 6th and the 7th are just crazy dates. Everybody picked those last week for hearings.
Are you available at 3?
Nope, I have a 3:30.
4,
Yeah, I could probably do.
4 to 5.
Yep.
That works.
works for me.
Okay. We will see you then.